Welcome to Power Word Fail, a Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition actual play podcast. My name is Carlos and I am the Dungeon Master for this lovely group of heroes. But enough about me, let's get to the real stars of the pod with Tyrell.
Drug, Jacker, Spunk!
Andy.
Pickles the pissed off.
Austin.
Varric, we're about to steal some meth.
Katie.
Evangeline Abernathy of the Monstead Abernathy's.
Nathan.
Miraz the Mistrustful, who's ready to fight these drug dealers.
And Ian.
I'm Bros Buisant, and I'm gonna rob ya.
And again, my name is Carlos, and I am the Dungeon Master for this first campaign, Chosen of the Crystal Crown, with Episode 8. And without further ado, let's get right into the action. You all hear, by you all I mean Spunk, Varric, Miraz, Ambrose, and Pickles. You hear the shunk of a pulled sword, and you see, how do I say this guy's name? Salvador? Thank you. Ooh. With a shrink, you hear the pulling of a sword as Salvador lowers his hands and pulls out two wicked-looking daggers. They get into a low battle stance. Everyone roll for initiative.
That's a 30? Jesus.
That's an 8.
I crit for 21.
Pickles was not ready.
14 for Miraz.
That's a 18 for Varric.
Hey, Carlos, can, if Pickles got an 8, can Miraz and Pickles trade initiative?
Yes, because we have a homebrew rule. Once between two characters, you can actually switch initiatives. So, Miraz and Pickles, you may switch your initiatives.
Get him, Pickles.
I'm so ready for this. I've been able to punch somebody in 24 hours.
All right, so Miraz, you are at 8. Pickles, you are at 14. Is that correct?
Correct.
Yep.
So, Miraz, what is your dexterity? Real quick. Dexterity bonus, is it 2?
Yeah, it's +2.
All right. So Cloud Fang will go before you.
Well, fine. She can be like that.
Okay. The scene is set. Let's take a moment. You are currently on the outset looking towards the main road heading into Northwatch. There is a forest. You're in the middle of the forest, but there's a forest setting behind you. In front of you are these two, essentially, well, they are drug dealers, as they are in their battle stance. They are low, they are ready to fight, and they look at you with grizzled intent. And then in terms of where you are at, where are you currently at, party? So let's start with Ambrose. Where are you currently located in terms of them?
I would have been facing them directly, and then I would have been like sitting down on like a log, because I was just like whittling a piece of wood. So I was just looking at them directly at each other with my hand already like on the holster of my hand crossbow.
Mm-hmm. Now, go ahead, and as I do that, y'all just go ahead and just move yourself on the map. You should be able to see, correct? Yes.
Yes. Just
go ahead and move yourself on the map where you would be.
I'm not actually standing behind Varric. I'm standing in between his legs.
Got it. Okay. And then, Varric, you're with Spunk between your legs. Where are you currently at? You good there?
I am further near the back of the group, up against the tree line.
Awesome. And then Pickles, where are you currently located?
I believe when we ended, Pickles was like getting ready to tackle this poor woman. So she's just standing right in front of this lady.
Okay, great. Awesome. As they look at you and you look at them, Ambrose, you make the first move. What do you do?
I literally like leap out of my seat with my crossbow on my side, and then I'm gonna like run my 3 crossbow shots right through his shins to shut him down.
Okay, go ahead and roll for attack.
That is a 23 to hit.
That hits, roll for damage.
8 damage.
Okay.
Make another attack.
And that hits, roll for damage.
19 hit. I get to add a d8 to my next attack as well. 9 damage. And then I have one more attack aiming straight at his kneecap. That's an 18.
That does not hit.
And I just leap behind like a tree.
Okay. And as you see Salvador and Cloudfang stare in front of you, you see the arrows, they go right into his kneecaps, and you just hear this as you You pierce. You do good damage, and he kind of looks and breaks off the arrows and says, "That is mighty good." And then it is Spunk's turn.
Spunk will. Sorry. I was gonna say something, but he steps out from under Ferric's legs, then raises his staff in the air. As he does so, a golden light emanates in a globe around Pickles, and I cast Hero's Bulwark, giving her a +2 bonus to AC.
Oh, awesome.
Nice.
And that is the end of my turn.
All right. Exalvador kind of stares up, looks, and says, "Very good. My turn." And he is going to rush towards Ambrose, and he is going to go ahead, and he has his 2 daggers out that are more like short swords, and you get close to them. They're wicked looking, they're laced with black and gold. They seem to be extremely valuable and extremely well crafted. He's going to go ahead and strike with the one. That is a critical hit, natural 20, right off the bat. And then he's going to attack again.
Oh no.
That is an 18.
They both hit.
Okay.
Pickles, as a reaction, is her eyes are just gonna flick white, and she's gonna activate her wind runes, and she's gonna have that critical hit go to her instead.
Okay.
Wow.
Thank you so much.
All right, Pickles, you take 15 points of slashing damage, and then go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw.
That is a 17.
Nice. He's just gonna slink and slice through, cutting your arm a little bit. And as he cuts your arm, you feel this weird tingling in your arm, but it doesn't seem to go anywhere else. It seems to, either from adrenaline or from the wind rune, it's going to dissipate as the tingling sensation ends. And then in terms of you, Ambrose, you're going to go ahead and you're going to take 8 points of slashing damage. Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's a 16.
A 16. As you are just hit in the kneecap, probably in retaliation, you see his blade just cut right through and pierce the outside of your kneecap. But as you do, you feel a tingling in your sensation as there starts to tingle, go through, it finishes through your kneecap, and you are gonna go ahead and take 27 points of poison damage.
Oh my god.
Sheesh. I'm still standing.
Oof.
And also, too, I am so sorry, Pickles, you would have took, because you failed the save, you would have taken 12 points of poison damage.
Oof. Okay.
And then he's just going to look up at you, Ambrose, and say, "I've got tricks too." And Ferric, it's your turn.
Cloudfang would look over in my direction as I call her name, and my shadow elongates, and she looks me up in the eyes and sees them strobing as I cast Hold Person at 2nd level.
It's like
And
Hold
they
Monster.
have to make a Wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed.
Listen, y'all better not slad dad me here, and you better not hold this creature down. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. What's the DC again? I'm sorry.
The DC would be 15.
What is the thing? Gotta go. She's gonna go ahead and get that with a 18, straight 18. She
Okay.
will succeed in that. So, does Hold Person look different, or is there anything specific in terms of like how that is cast, or no?
The description was me trying to do it, but it didn't work.
Okay, fair enough.
And I end my turn.
Pickles.
After getting stabbed, Pickles' eyes just start turning this bright, bright red, and she goes into a rage. So she just gets so pissed off. She's like, "Oh, you're gonna die first." And she's gonna just fucking just turn around and jump at the man and try to grapple him.
All right.
That's a 21.
Ooh.
To a hit. I'm so sorry, or for the saving throw. I couldn't hear.
It's a grapple. A grapple.
It's a
so
grapple,
contested
contested
athletics.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, he doesn't make it anyway, so he's grappled. What's that look like when you grapple him?
Oh, she's just. I mean, she's not large right now, so she's tiny. So she's just full on running and just like lunging towards his face.
He's so consumed he doesn't even see it, and you're just on his face, and he just goes, what the shit?
She's then gonna action surge and try to punch him in the face.
Okay.
That's a 22 to hit.
Okay. And what's gonna happen as you do that? You just see Pickles just slam this guy in the face, full on raging mode.
So add 2 to that, so 9 damage.
Nice.
And then I'm not done. She's so pissed off. She's gonna then activate her fire rune, which you haven't seen yet. So the red from her eyes just starts to extend to her body. He takes an extra 2d6 damage, so an extra 9 damage, fire damage, and he must make a strength saving throw against a 14. And you just begin to see around his arms and around his ankles these manacles of fire just begin to appear around him.
Okay. He is going to succeed on that with a 16.
So he manages to break through, but takes 9 fire damage from it.
Nice.
Then she will end her turn.
Okay. You just see this hail of fire in the storm, and then all of you looking at Cloudfang, you would see with uncanny speed her just run and try to slash at Pickles with a speed that is uncanny, to say the least, as he's going to go ahead and try to strike with this long sword that she has. It's going to be a 25 to hit.
that hits. That might be the end of Pickles.
Actually, as a reaction, Ferric is going to cast Silvery Barbs.
Oh, let's go.
Must re-roll that d20 and take the lower
Right.
roll.
I know what Silvery Barbs does. I know what that damn spell does. Alright, well, it's going to be a 17 then.
That will miss.
Nice.
Because
Alright,
it's
well,
spunk.
what does Silvery Barbs look like?
One of Ferric's arms extends out, and a ghostly skeletal bear claw reaches into Cloudfang and just pulls at this string inside of them, and like an ill-tuned lute, it just snaps and breaks their luck.
Okay. You just see this long sword just swing by, but Cloudfang is going to come back down with it and slice again, and it's going to be a 23 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. That is going to go ahead and be 16 points of slashing damage to you, Pickles, as you just see the uppercut come down and just slice at the back and fairly nick your back, not drawing too much blood. And then that will be her turn as well, as she just spits at you, Ferric. Spits in your direction in distaste.
Next time, aim for my mouth.
Does not respond to that. So, Miraz, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I stand up from the log where I was sitting next to Ambrose. I fluff my deep robes out, spread my hands, and Ambrose and Pickles, you would both smell the most burned toast that you have ever smelled. Just like imagine a blackened brick of toast as flames shoot past you.
Is this what death smells like?
Yeah, I'm hungry now.
I'm doing burning hands in a 15-foot cone out, so it will hit 4 people, 2 of which are allies. But I am using sculpt explosions, so Pickles and Ambrose automatically succeed, and so they will take no damage from this spell. But
Let's go.
Yes.
Exalvador and Cloudfang will both need to make dexterity saves, taking 14 fire damage on a fail and 7 on a success.
All right. So, Salvador is going to go ahead and with Cloudfang, as you see, even though Salvador is somewhat grappled with Pickles on his face, an uncanny gleam in his eye as you send forth that cone. He's going to be able to successfully dodge out of the way, and I'm gonna go ahead and take half. Is it half the damage on
Yes.
on a failed one, he's going to go ahead and take no damage from that.
Okay.
But Cloudfang, unfortunately, does not, as just caught in this wave of cone, takes 14 points of fire damage. As you just see, like, her robe just catch on fire, and she just unbuckles it and flings it off.
All right. And I will say, you should know better than trying to tangle with Miraz the Magnificent. Have you not heard? Have you not feared? And then after that bravado, I'm going to retreat into the forest.
As you run away, she screams, "Who?"
Miraz the
All right, now you gotta
Magnificent!
die too. How do you not know?
That's all for Miraz.
All right, Ambrose Broussard.
Now that is a neat trick, Miraz. And I cast Zephyr Strike, and I'm going to shoot him in the same leg over and over again. So one shot's gonna go to his same knee.
I used to be a drug dealer until I took 50 arrows to the knee.
Oh wait, I have advantage
Yeah.
on that shot. Sorry. 24 to hit.
That hits. More for damage.
Roll, and then I get to add an extra D8 for damage. 11 damage.
Okay. As the arrow just pierces into Exalvorder's knee, you just hear the grit kind of muffled as Pickles once again is grappled Exalvador. He is in pain right now. You can see there's blood dripping, but he still stands. So,
Give up, loser. And I have 60 feet of movement. I'm going to run like 40 feet into the forest.
okay.
And then I end my turn.
Do you have any trickery that involves evading damage from opportunity attacks?
Zephyr Strike does.
Ah, that's right. Let me cast that. Thank you. All right. And Spunk, it's your turn. All right, Spunk, you see as a couple of your companions have walked back or run back. Pickles is on Exalvador's face. Cloudfang looks pissed. What do you do?
Oh, heroes of the past, heed my call and handle my light work! And a hammer appears in front of Madam here.
You want me to get you a token?
And,
a hammer token?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
but
perfection.
then Spunk says, Oh, hey, Tim. Handle that. And then he's gonna hop over here and lick the back of Pickle's head. And I'll use Cure Wounds for 9 healing.
Pickles is like,
And the
makes her more mad. Just goes into the rage.
And the hammer is gonna hit with advantage from silvery barbs.
woo! It's a 20 for Tim to hit for 13 damage.
It's going to miss as you the hammer she dodges, barely dodges out of the way and looks at you dead set in the eye and says, "Stupid frog."
I don't listen to dead people. And I bounce away.
Guerrilla warfare at its finest over here. Okay, awesome. And it's going to be Exalvador's turn. He's grappled.
I just wanted to make sure that it was the 20 didn't hit, right?
20 did not hit. It
Okay.
barely missed. It barely missed. Like split second, and it's hits her. So, all right. Exalvador is going to try to rip Pickles off face, and
That's a 20.
yeah, just see Exalvador just scream and try to get Pickles off, just can't. Blood kind of squirting around as cannot break free from that. But
It's like, what's that movie with the alien that just like attaches to the face and like they can't. Yeah.
Alien? It's Alien?
It's Alien.
Facehuggers?
Thank you.
The movie, with the alien. The alien from
Aliens.
That
Aliens.
one.
Alien versus Predator Resurrection? All right, so he just is unable to do anything, and the blood is flowing from his knee. At Ferric, it's going to be your turn.
So Cloudfang is holding a sword. Is Cloudfang wearing any armor, like metal armor?
None that you can see. None that you can see.
Okay. I'm gonna cast heat metal on her sword.
Okay.
Ooh, sick move.
So I'm gonna make the sword glow red hot.
Mhm.
They take 2d8 fire damage, so she's gonna take 7, and I'm gonna keep that sustained must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or drop the object.
Okay. As you cast Heat Meld, the blade glows hot red, as obviously you see kind of sizzling the leather glove that she holds. She does not let it go as she holds on.
I'm going to keep concentration on that, but as a bonus action, I'm going to use my Bardic Inspiration and give a Bardic Inspiration dice to Pickles.
Ooh.
Awesome. Pickles, I think it's your turn.
Yep. Pickles is just gonna try to punch him in the face again.
All right.
It's a 14. What's the inspiration? I don't think I'll even hit with inspiration.
A D6.
Try for it. That's a 17 to hit.
As it barely misses, as you just start punching wildly, and he maybe just tries to get away a little bit, as it just barely misses his head as he's trying to grapple you off.
While heavily bleeding, Pickle's gonna be like, shit, and she's gonna use her nimble escape to disengage and just follow her party into the woods.
Okay.
That's it.
Cloudfang is going to look at Salvador bleeding. He's going to look at all of you, and will just, as the hot metal burns in her hand, she's just going to, we can all walk away from this now, and no one has to die. You have your people, we have our people. We've all taken blood, but if we continue, one will live and one will die.
By my math, if we continue, 2 will die.
Yeah, you tell, Morose.
Morose, I'm bleeding really badly, man. I think I'm gonna die.
Ambrose, I didn't mean you.
Then you better not miss.
I just lowered my hand crossbow after he says that.
So be it.
Salvador over there looks like he's got about a few hours before he bleeds out.
Yeah, Carlos, is there any chance that I could make an insight check or something just to size up how badly bleeding they actually are?
Well, yeah, I'll roll
Yeah,
medicine check on that.
Or
just
medicine,
give-
whatever.
Yeah, you can go ahead and let's just say you can get a medicine check with advantage.
24 from Spunk.
-1. No, with advantage. With advantage, it's a 6.
Okay, well,
Hey,
Spunk,
Spunk, do they
you
look,
can
do they
tell.
look hurt?
Yeah? What can I tell? What exactly can I tell?
You can tell that Salvador, his leg is bleeding pretty profusely, and he needs medical attention. I don't, from what you can see with a 24, he will die, but he's able to stand, and with great pain, he's able to fight on. And then Cloudfang doesn't look any worse for wear besides this heated sword that they now have.
The angry lady looks fine, but that dude right there is gonna die, soon.
Alright, kill him.
So be it. As Cloudfang is just going to quickly just take off the shirt she has on, ripping it, and you just see her body skin, where the human skin was, starts to detract and starts to fade and crackle as you see a crystalline body start to reveal itself, as it completely changing from a human woman to what you would recognize as a Crystalborn, which Crystalborn is a homebrew race for the campaign. She is light blue, almost like a teal turquoise color. Her eyes glisten, very much similar to what you would know to a Genasi look, but just extremely covered with and etched and crafted, almost like she's made of crystal, pure crystal.
Can I make a Arcana check to determine what kind of crystal she is?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a 23.
You look and just immediately you recognize with your knowledge that wind crystal is the crystal her heritage from. So she is going to go ahead and move around Bob's Spunk's. Tim is
That's
the hammer
Tim.
name, correct?
Tim.
Tim is the
They
hammer.
call me Tim. Sorry. And it's just going to, with lightning speed, going to go ahead and try to strike at Ferric twice. One being a 21, the other one being a 12.
The 12 does not hit, and I'm gonna roll silvery barbs on the 21.
All right, that is a 17.
17 still hits.
Okay. All right, as the you're going to take 14 points of slashing damage as the sword just rips through and strikes in the middle of your chest, tearing the tunic in half and cutting it slightly off the chest.
Gah! You're going to die for that.
Not if I kill you first, creature. As it ends her turn. Miraz, you're up.
Yeah, so the tree line, can I still clearly see both of the adversaries?
Yeah, I mean, there's trees in the way, but it's not like a thicket forest.
Sure.
You can see, you do have probably good, decent half cover, though, in here.
My Constitution saving throw for my concentration was 20, by the way.
Okay.
Just letting you know.
Perfect, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna size up Salvador and cast, magic missile against him. So just 3, just weave through the trees and slam into him with sparks.
I didn't catch that. Can you get that again for me? Can you make that, remember?
Pew, pew, pew! That?
Okay, thank you. Good, got it.
And sparks of purple and green and blue splash against him. There's little puffs of smoke, and let's see how much damage he takes. 4, 8 total force damage.
Okay. As you just see these pew 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 pew, these missiles just crash into.
I'm sorry. Can I hear that again?
Yeah, absolutely. As they just crash into his body, he just shouts in pain, and he just looks at all of you and says, "You fucking sons of whores," and that's gonna be his reaction to that.
Think the words you're looking for are great heroes.
Yeah, I'm just gonna back up a little bit more into the tree line, but that'll be the end of my turn.
Okay, Ambrose, it's your turn.
Pickles, I'm over here. And I drop a bag that has a light crossbow and a couple of bolts in it. And I'm going to move towards Salvador, and I'm going to fire 2 shots at him.
Okay.
And then I'm kind of with my movement, I'm kind of running towards it, doing a full loop, trying to make him lose sight of me between the tree lines, and then running back to the same position where I'm at. And I'm going to make 2 attacks. 21 hit.
That hits.
10 damage. And I'm aiming for his lung. No.
Okay. It strikes with clarity. As just you hear him gasp as you hear wind leave his body as you strike him in the lung.
2 bolts, 2 lungs. I make another attack. Oh man, that's a 10. That totally beat this shot.
That, as you zoom back, it swivels over, and he's able to just, with almost what we presume to be his last almost gasp of life at the moment, he just takes one of the daggers and just clinks it out of the air. Clearly an act of adrenaline for him.
I'm gonna stay behind a tree in the forest, and I'll end my turn.
Okay. Smug?
Hands already raised in the air. He yells, "Tim!" And Tim moves to the wounded man and will attempt to harm him. It's only a 10, so this is...
As the hammer comes down, with whatever gasp of life he has, he dodges out of the way, struggles a little bit, and you hear him wince as he does so, but he is unharmed.
And with, like I said, his arms still in the air, he yells,
As long as the God Frog Emperor stands, Ferric the hero will never fall!
and he regains 20 health.
Fuck yeah.
Damn.
Nice.
Rock on. It is Salvador's turn. He is going to, with whatever gasp of, you move forward towards Ferric, taking an opportunity attack from the hammer. So go ahead and rock that.
Don't let him do that, Tim! Kill him!
Nope.
Quickly able to dodge,
Tim,
he
you're really
just
letting me
yells
down.
out.
You're disappointing me today. I might not bring you back for a while. I hope you understand.
As Salvador dodges the hammer, Tim, he runs towards Ferric and just looks at Cloudfang and says, "You weren't supposed to show them that." And he's going to go ahead and try to swipe twice at you with his short swords. All right, a 20 and a 21.
Sheesh.
The 20 will hit, but I'm going to use my Dirge of Agony.
Tell us about that Dirge of Agony.
Must make a strength saving throw of 15. On a failed save, he takes 2d8 force and is pushed 10 feet away from me. On a successful save, he takes half as much damage and isn't pushed. So I'm hoping that when he does hit me with the 20, it will push him away and he won't be able to make that second attack.
As you go ahead and you make the Dirge releases, he's able to pass the strength saving throw with a 17. So he is going to be able to take that attack against you.
Okay.
And how much points force damage did he take?
He took 3 because I rolled 6.
Take 3. Okay. It confused because there was force damage on there already. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that. Sorry, that was 4.
Yeah.
Damage.
Okay. Great.
I optimized all this stuff and I forgot how well I did.
You just forgot how much of an awesome job you did. That's okay.
Yeah. 1 extra
Okay.
damage. Was that enough?
His second attack will just, as he goes in, he gets the first attack. Let's say the first attack hit, and it's going to be with a sneak attack. It's going to be 9 points of slashing damage and make me a Constitution saving throw.
It's 15.
As you feel the tingling sensation, you just feel it continue to grow more and more in your body as this strange cut now profuses goes up your arm. Is you're going to take 17 points of poison damage, but the second attack, as the force pushes forth, it's just going to... How does he die? Tell us how he dies. You end his life.
I let out a song and it tears him apart from the center. A hole just opens in his chest.
Gracefully goes. You hear the eerie sounds of the dirge, and it goes through, and you just... As his chest just pushes forth like Alien chest burster. There you go.
It's a theme.
Too many Alien references in this podcast right now, right? As he just crumbles to the ground, and he is no more. You just hear Cloudfang scream in anger as her wrath is unleashed. Her eyes glow. We will go to Evangeline as you reach and walk outside of Zeos's mansion. You are in the street corner, the courtyard basically of this little plaza, the mansion, the nicer part of Holmes. Christopher is with you. The silence is a little bit of eerie as you kind of stand there together. And he just looks at you and says, "So, why did we do that again?"
I've just been hearing so much about this Zeos. I needed to meet him for myself, to get a feel for the situation here. The people seem to have a very unique relationship with their leader, and I have very strong opinions about such things. And she's going to take his arm and start walking back towards the stables.
Mm-hmm.
And as they walk, she'll say, "Now, Christopher, I feel like that was an extremely productive use of about an hour."
Do you really think so? Because I think that guy was pretty creepy. Like, I don't want to like judge people for like, you know, book by cover kind of thing, but you know, it's candles and just seemed like he was not right. So
It's all about atmosphere, my darling. Don't you worry about him. Do you feel like you learned anything today about being a hero?
well, not really. I mean, I learned that like he was scary as shit. I mean, that's what I learned. And I learned that apparently your family like does business with him. So, like,
My father does business with all sorts of people, Christopher. I wouldn't worry your head about that. And then she'll kind of like side-eye him.
oh, okay, sorry.
You and Zeos seem to have a very unusual connection, Christopher. Do you want to tell me what that was all about?
I mean, I don't really know. I don't know much about that. Like, it's like, I mean, he looked at me and I looked at him and it just felt like he was trying to, like, I don't know, like, invade my mind, maybe?
Love is like that sometimes.
Love?
Shall we go back and collect our horses?
I guess, but that was love. I wasn't, no, it felt like he was, just felt dark. Didn't like it at all.
It can be painful. I wouldn't worry your head about it, though, darling. You don't have to go back if you don't want to.
We're going back? Why would we do that? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
I'm certainly going back.
Why? He kind of stops in the street and just looks at you and says, okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but, like, I have to say something at this point because, you know, like, clearly that guy's not right? Like, clearly that guy is messed up. He's either, like, evil of some sort or he's really creepy. In either way, that can't stand. Like, that just doesn't, why would you want to hang out with that guy? Like, what do you want to gain from that, you know?
Evangeline has taken a very serious stance while he says he needs to speak his mind. She's sort of got her hands folded in front of her and she's nodding very seriously. And, Christopher, my dear, you have extraordinary instincts. They will serve you well on the hero's path. And she'll take his arm again and then lean in very close to him and say, I believe this city has ears, Christopher. Perhaps wait until we are outside its walls to have an opinion.
Immediately blushes up and just, okay, yeah, sure, whatever you want to do, it's fine, yeah.
And then the rest of the way back to the stables, Evangeline will just talk about Moinstead gossip and nonsense as they walk.
You head back to the stables, walking through the streets of Northwatch. At this point in the time of day, it would be close to 5 or 6 o'clock, so the sun is entering the point of he's starting to set a little bit, but not a whole lot. And you head back to the stables. You see that the stable worker, the drow, is there. He's got the horses packed, the cart ready to go, and he just says, well, all right, got everything here for you, so you should be good to go.
Including the towel. We were promised a towel.
Yeah, sure, whatever, lady, whatever you want. Whatever towel, as long as I get to keep this thing, points to his necklace, whatever you want.
I'll take all of them then. Thank you.
I have 3 towels, so, I mean...
3 is an excellent number, and she'll take all the towels. And then get in the cart, waiting for Christopher to drive her out of the city.
Drow bows, and Christopher nods and just kind of hops in to the cart and looks at you and says, do you, like, do you know how to, like, drive a cart? Have you done a cart thing? Like, do you know what that is?
I've certainly ridden in them.
Okay, so, but do you know how to drive it? Because I've never driven a cart. I've never ridden a horse, so, like, I don't...
Do I look like the sort of woman who often drives carts?
Honestly, I'm not really sure how to answer that, you know, because what, like, I understand that you're a woman and, like, you can do everything, like, you know what I mean, but, like, I don't want to, like, say you can't do it because that would, but, like, what if I say you can? That means you're a lady, and, you know, I don't really know. I'm just kind of, like, in a hard spot here, you know, like, I just don't think waves his hands around, just trying to,
Eventually,
you tell me.
We'll get out of the cart and come join Christopher in the front, and hopefully together the two of them can roll an animal handling check that will get them out of this town.
All right, let's go ahead and roll that.
14.
Good. Christopher rolled a -1, so that's good.
Okay, all right.
As he just takes the reins and goes, yeah, and
They're like not attached to the horses, you know, the like
No.
those little drivers or steering wheels you give to kids so they feel like they're driving the car.
yeah,
like that.
they
And
lightly touch
Evangeline
the back
drives them
horse,
out.
and they don't respond, and you kind of you are able to take them and drive them successfully out of the city as you begin your way back shortly, and we go back to the others
The
as
failures.
Yes.
Yes.
we go back to the other failures. We go back to the others as you see just Cloudfang, angry, eyes glowing, just in anger, and she is just going to arch her back. You just hear her scream with anger as she pops, forming from her back, almost like crystals forming, 2 crystalline wings, as she has these beautiful angelic like crystal wings, and she's going to begin to float into the air. Ferric, you can make an opportunity attack on that. I will allow that if you wish.
Isn't it my turn in combat though?
Yeah.
It is. Why am I even saying that? She just sprouts
Yeah.
the wings. My bad.
Fuck off.
I'm like, hold on.
Well, she's. Let's.
Like, hold on a goddamn minute.
Hold on. I know
What
this.
happened was,
This bitch.
first of all, I could have just said she had legendary action, so there's that. But I'm not gonna do that because I generally fucked up, so it doesn't matter. We'll keep it there. She does sprout those beautiful angelic wings though as a reaction. It is your turn though.
Cloudfang hears her name kind of ring out throughout her head. Cloud. And she looks over at Ferric, and Ferric's eyes are strobing again. Surrender to me. And they're gonna cast Hold Person again.
Okay.
And that it will be a DC 15 saving throw.
Yeah, I mean, as you cast that spell, the crystalline wings pop forth from her back, but the spell just immediately hunkers down. How does it look like when she's held?
There are spirits of the dead grasping at her limbs as she is frozen in place.
You just see these deathly hands appearing almost from nowhere, just start grabbing her limbs, grabbing the wings, holding in place, and she resists and she's trying to break free, but she can't as she is held in place. Okay.
Pickles, finish her.
Yes.
And that is another bardic inspiration dice to Pickles.
Pickles is just gonna like scream, be like, yeah! She's gonna lick the back of Spunk's head and get her her second wind, so get her healing either way for 7 more health.
And fucking Spunk is coated in blood. We didn't mention the fact that like
Currently, Ferric and
Zelvador
Spunk
was
are just
between.
Oh well,
Yeah.
I guess I'm gonna poison myself.
Zelvador was like between
No, we're good.
Ferric and Spunk when he tore through his chest. So I just imagine like blasting
my
through his
robes are
chest.
red. I'm a red mage now.
So
Yeah.
she like Spunk is like,
Blood
oh
cleric.
god. no, I'm good. And then she's just gonna run around and just punch her. That is a nat 20.
That is a crit.
Oh,
That
fuck
is a
yes.
crit.
Let's go.
It would have been a crit anyways because she's paralyzed.
It would have
but,
been a crit. Yeah, she's paralyzed.
go ahead and roll for damage.
So that is math 14 damage, and she's gonna add her Fury of the Small, which is another 4, for a total of 18 damage. And she just clocks this
Nice.
woman in the back of the head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bunk, you're magical. Lick them and I
You clock her in the back of the head. You hand hits hard crystal, but you hear like as a crack of her back as her head just kind of splinters with the force of that damage.
and that will end Pickle's turn.
I'm dying. Okay, she is going to try to make that wisdom saving throw. Is not successful as the hands grip tighter, and she's struggling with all her might. You hear her start to snarl and start to just swear and cuss and just pure rage, but she is unable to move as the hands hold tight.
It's okay. Give up. It is time for you to die.
That is so creepy.
I have sung my song already.
Oh, damn. All right, Miraz, it's your turn.
Seeing that Cloudfang is held in place, I'm going to run up next to Ferric, and I'm going to reach into my sleeve and then think better of it, and I just draw my short sword and I try to stab her with my short sword.
All right, roll for the attack.
Yep, one moment. 15
That's a
with
crit.
advantage. If it hits, it's a crit.
It does not hit as you.
Yeah,
your short
yeah,
sword just
kinda thought.
it flanks off with a loud clinking as it does not strike her crystalline body.
I am going to use my pyrotechnic boost, and so as I do this, sparks kind of fly in her face to distract her, giving me 1d6 to add to that roll. So does a 20 hit?
A 20 does not hit.
Wow. So
Damn.
We learned that
sparks-
earlier. We learned that earlier.
Yeah. So sparks fly in front of her eyes. I imagine they like reflect off of her crystalline face in kind of like a disco thing, and my sword just skitters along her crystal skin.
You just see her face. Fuck you. All. As Ambrose, your turn.
I'm gonna dash like towards her direction, and like looking at her from a pretty far distance in the forest. Miraz, get down! And I fire 2 shots directly at her, where Miraz is standing from behind. Would I have advantage on these shots? If they're being
She's paralyzed, so
surrounded?
yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Let's go. Okay.
Y'all have advantage for days right now. There's flanking, there's...
Okay. 15 to hit.
The bolt strips off her body. Like it does
Another
crack,
one
but
with
it
my
doesn't
bonus action.
seem to...
23 to hit.
Hey.
Thank God.
23 does hit. Roll for damage.
6 damage.
It's a crit. It's a crit.
Yeah, roll
Ooh.
twice, it's a crit.
Yeah. Are we putting that?
Just roll the damage again.
Yeah.
10 damage.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. It's a crit if you're within 5 feet of the creature, so it's not a crit. I apologize.
Yeah, ranged attack.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes
Oh,
sense.
okay. 6
So
damage.
6.
Sorry for jumping the crossbow on that one.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Jump in the
And then my turn.
crossbow.
All right. The crossbow bolt just pierces her shoulder. It barely sticks in, but it has pierced the beautiful teal-like skin, and it's Spunk. It's your turn.
The die has been cast. The story has been written. You are but a cliff note. These heroes shall move on, and you shall be but a whisper.
And Tim swings at her. 20 full miss.
As the hammer just... You just hear this loud boom, almost like a vibration, as it just strikes her. It does not strike her, and she turns her head.
Oh my god. And 20 again. And both my attacks bounce off the crystalline body.
All right. Ferric, it's your turn.
Ferric is going to pull out their rapier. Let's see if stabbing can work here. I got a 25% chance to stab. Oh, that's a 20.
Oh, so close.
Wow. All these
Ah,
20s.
The rapier just strikes in, does not strike. She turns and she just spits in your face or general direction. She says, "Creature, die one day," and just will stop resisting.
Will stop resisting completely.
She will stop resisting.
Ferric is going to take their rapier and place it to her neck and sing her last song.
The crystal starts to change into human form.
You fought well, and we honor you in this moment.
As your rapier pierces, she just stares at you and then dies as she crumbles to the ground.
Ferric is going to look over at Spunk and say, just like before, prepare the bodies for the song.
Okay.
I need people's water to clean.
Miraz is going to slink over to where he had fired the missiles at Exalvador earlier, and he, like he did in the other fight, he's just going to kind of kick some dirt around a little bit.
I'm gonna hold like all the wounds from that critical hit that I got and slowly like limp walk all the way through the forest back to you guys.
Come here. Don't you bleed out. That'd be bad.
I'm okay.
Okay, you'll be here. Hold on 1 second. I got, what's it out? There you go.
And he licks you across your knee and stomach.
Okay.
14 healing.
Well, thank you. Do you really
Just
need
accept
to
it. It
lick
feels
people? It does feel really good. I'll admit that.
Don't question it.
Don't lick him back,
It's
though.
part of the process. Yeah, I have very poisonous skin.
Everyone else okay?
I'm alright.
Yeah, it
yes.
was fun.
Pickles, you're fine?
I'm good.
I'm covered in blood. None of it's mine.
Pickles, yeah. Pickles is looking a little rough, but she's not looking too bad. But she is probably covered in blood and shit. And slime.
You'll get used to the licks. Just be gladful you don't get a shot in your upper thigh. That happened to me on our way down here from Kingside. Got shot right up into the groin.
I'm going to cast Good Berry just for precaution.
Okay. You guys would see Ferric pulling out their bag and retrieving some oils and rubbing them on their hands all the way up to their elbows as they become prepared and place the bodies side by side, kneeling down by their heads and placing a different type of oil over their foreheads. And Ferric begins to sing a dirge for them.
It's like the best part.
We supposed to do anything?
No.
Okay.
The song lifts high into. You hear the sadness and the solemnness of death as when you do that, Cloudfang's body just kind of, you hear the crinkling and just loses the human appearance and becomes just a pile of all these different crystals, as almost like it doesn't disintegrate, it just simply shatters and is on the ground.
As the ritual ends, Ferric will take a little bit of the blood from one and be very, very confused about the crystals on the other, but take a little bit of that crystal powder and just rub it between their hands and press the handprints onto their cloak, wearing the blood as a show of honor for those who have fought valiantly. And all right, it's over. You guys can loot. And Ferric's going to stand up and walk over to the forest edge and just kind of survey the scene.
Oh, so that's how this works. After we sing a dirge for them, we can take all of the gear and equipment.
Yeah, they're
gotta
just
stay well
bodies.
supplied.
I like
So
this.
I know
Well
the
supplied,
drugs
you know.
were powdered crystal. She's not the drugs, right?
She might be the drugs. There's only one way to find out.
Whoa.
I'm going to walk towards the
Pickles is gonna
bag.
go to dip a finger.
Pickles,
Snorting her corpse.
do not just snort things like that.
I wasn't gonna snort it. I was just gonna taste it.
Just snort, taste, whatever.
Let me take a look at that real quick.
Pickles is gonna taste a little bit of the dead woman.
Okay.
We're getting into the good stuff here.
Go ahead and make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, that's a 20.
Nice. As you're able to, you kind of fun dip the ashes of this woman, you feel immediately this sensation of a gust of wind just go flow out through your
shit.
brain. And it's I don't know if you've ever drugs, Pickles, if you've done drugs before, in your life, maybe something in your past, maybe you sniff some paint, I don't know, but whatever you've done or not done, this is the most exhilarating feeling you've ever felt. And you, for a few seconds, just feel like you can fly, and you come down from the high very quickly, and you don't feel any negative side effects. You feel like you can run a mile, you can jump off a building, you can do whatever you need to do.
Guys, I think we should go in the town. I'm gonna go
Wait,
into
also
town.
wanna-
Can we
is
go in the
this
town? I'm gonna go.
ashes?
I'm gonna
This is
go in
from
the.
the ashes of the crystalborn?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
taketh of her flesh.
Yeah.
Can I
That
throw somebody? I'm
so
gonna throw
fucking
somebody,
cool.
and she's just gonna start picking up
Listen.
Miraz.
No,
Miraz,
Pickles,
let's
put
see
me
how
down.
far
Wait.
you could go.
No, I want to try. No!
You fling
Ow.
Miraz? Alright, Miraz, do you allow this, Miraz? Like, how are we gonna
Yes.
play this out? Alright, well, you just see Pickles football, Miraz. How far? Roll,
Ferric.
give me a d20. Give me a d20.
I mean, she's got an 18 strength, so the 4 on that.
You just see Pickles pick up Miraz and just try to football throw him. He only goes about 4 feet.
Oh,
Oh, Ferric, we
Pickles,
did-
before we do
I-
anything else, I want to
I-
study this a little bit more and see what we can learn about it.
no.
Yeah, I'm gonna help you too with
We
that.
just-
And so, Miraz, being like highly intelligent and very unwise, is going to take the ashes or the crystal powder and such and put it back in the campfire and light the campfire.
What are you?
Okay.
What are you doing?
I'm just seeing if
Spunk.
it changes the color of the flames, if the fumes have similar effects to whatever it is that you did.
Spunk, how
He's
do you
trying
react
to
all
smoke
this?
it.
What? You can smoke, you can smoke it.
Guys, we shouldn't just be snorting dead people.
The grave singer said it was okay.
She is
I
no longer
disagree.
a person. She is a corpse.
I mean, she is.
Right, but
Uh,
it's
I
still
liberated
remnants
her
of a
soul
body.
from the body.
and now she's drugs!
Now she's drugs. And that guy's meat. I mean, that's just what
No, I
they
feel
are.
great, but I don't think we should eat him.
No.
I
Guys.
wasn't suggesting it, but I'm just saying. Listen, we learned a lot coming down here.
Look,
I'm
I know
gonna
we
go
just
for a
allowed,
run.
but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think you just
Bye,
snort
guys.
bodies either. So
It's
Pickles
gotta
is
be
just
better
gonna start
to eat
doing
them. They
laps.
taste Not good.
Ferric will walk up and start looting Salvador's body.
Okay.
Basically, the one thing that I'm looking for is like, were they selling her dead body? Like, were they going in there to kill her and like sacrifice her for this dude? Or have they killed other Crystalborn and were they just ready to sell dead Crystalborn to people?
Maybe they just take some little bits. A finger here, a finger there, you know.
Take a toe?
Make an investigation check.
Yep. That's a 19.
Well, Exalvador's body is obviously exploded, so it's hard to recognize his body, but you do find on there, you find a purse worth 50 gold on his persons. You do find small satchels or small bags of what looks to be a blue crystal powder, as he has the drugs that he has said. You also find 2 of the short swords that are almost blackish and metal and gold laced. And as you also find an empty flask, which looked to be, has some sort of liquid, clear liquid inside as well.
Can I make an Arcana check on the black and gold swords to see if there's anything special about them other than what I'm assuming is the poison that he put on them?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make that Arcana check.
It's an 18.
As you look at these 2 short swords, essentially, you can not sense any kind of magical presence on them. They, more intensive purposes, are just probably really fine made short swords that, honestly, he probably was a show kind of person. You get that from just his being and these swords, so that they are just basically for show. Nothing magical attached to them.
Alright, I will sheath one and strap it to my hip. Anybody want the other one?
we can give it to Christopher.
Ah, Christopher, the boy! A gift for him.
As soon as you say that, you hear the clup, 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 clup of horse hooves as you see Christopher and Evangeline. You see them coming with the horses and cart. Christopher stands up. As soon as you get close enough, Evangeline runs over and says, "Well, what the hell happened here?"
Bandits.
Hey, Christopher.
Hey, we got you a gift. And Ferric's gonna throw the sheathed black and gold sword to him.
He kind of fuddles with it and says, "Thanks, but we have a bigger problem."
You want some lady drugs?
And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Well, there's a lot that happened there, but hey,
Yeah.
listener, thank you so much for tuning in, listening. We are so thankful once again for everyone who's joined us on an adventure. Stay tuned. We've gone through a lot. We've, done Crystal People, and we really appreciate everyone. Go ahead, leave us a review, like us on Apple, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and just go ahead and join the Discord. We appreciate you, and it's going to get crazy. So before you go, just remember, if you're listening to this, you are loved, you're important, and you matter. Join us next time, as we hopefully don't do any more Crystal People. So, see you later.